Hello everyone, welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. My name is Stefan and I'm so privileged to have you visiting my channel. Okay, you're looking at, you're looking at my 32-gallon long aquaristic tank that has been set up a couple months. Last time I showed it to you, I believe I had some planted life in it and definitely had the water and what have you, but not any life forms beyond that. And now there's quite a few. I installed the cleanup crew as well as some fabulous, awesome Orange Laser Corydoras. There's 7 of them in here. And I got these beauties at Ocean Design Aquarium on the northwest side of Chicago, if not the best local fish shop in terms of quality of fish and knowledge of the hobby, especially for nerds like us on the quote-unquote higher end of it. That's the place. So God, there's so many things I could talk to you about it. I'm really happy with this tank so far. I want to start with these fabulous inhabitants though. The Orange Laser is a I don't know, on the middle higher in terms of price point for Corydoras catfish. Other than their intense good looks, I don't know what the camera is showing, but they are bronze and orange and copper, well beyond the standard Cory that you would pick up at a PetSmart or something. But they're the same hard-working, nose to the ground, literally workhorse that Corys are known for. Now they're not a cleanup crew per se in that they don't eat any garbage, but they will sift through the rubble. There's one interacting with an Amano Shrimp, or I should say the Amano Shrimp interacting with him because he's the one who entered the frame. So the Amano Shrimp is a classic cleanup crew denizen because they will eat algae off of leaves and the glass and everything else. So I have a bunch of them in here and some autocinkless catfish. I'll pan quick. There's a whole bunch of them right there, and there's more in here. You sort of can't have too many of those. Likewise with the Amano Shrimp. Obviously with a big fish like this, at least big in terms of nano fish, these are, they can get 2-3 inches for sure, and perhaps 3, so not really a nano fish. What I was saying is they're expensive. I'm not sure why, besides their stunning good looks, because according to some videos I've been watching on YouTube, they're pretty easy to breed. And if I was at that point in the hobby, I might consider it. That's not to say they won't try spawning in here, or I couldn't encourage spawning, but I'm going to have a school of fish, which I'll talk about in a minute, and for other reasons it's not likely to lead to a hatch because I'm not going to fish through this beautiful aquascape to pull out eggs. This species tends to lay eggs on broad leaves, a little bit like angelfish, but they would favor Anubias more. But anything, glass, at least this is what I've seen, and I saw it with my own eyes, and the guy seemed to raise a whole bunch of them. So at 25 to 35 bucks a piece, seems like a great fish to raise and sell, because it's hard to make money in this hobby. Lots of people try. I'm not one of them, but this seems like a good freaking fish to do it with. So there you've got 3, the Amano Shrimp, the autocinkless, and now 4, a couple of these catfish. So from Ocean Design Aquarium, he still has a few left. I might end up buying them. Now let me talk about the aquascape. You know I had this budwood in here. It's now completely been stripped of all that white fungus that came on it when it was in the water a while. Thank you, autocinkless catfish, and thank you, time. It was never harmful to the fish, but it was nasty. So that now has a bunch of epiphytes, which means plants that don't need to be put in the soil and probably shouldn't be. So that's the Anubias and the Java ferns, several different kinds of each, which I won't go into. In the back, I've got some long hair grass, and the current pushes that way, so it'll go across the top and interact with this water lettuce and red root floaters. Now the red root floaters I got online. They're the smaller red ones, obviously, although they're named that because the roots are red. That's a crapshoot right now. I'm not sure if they will take and do well. It's hard to say with that plant. Sometimes they just don't really thrive. Now this water lettuce clearly will, and the roots that come down are fabulous. I got those from Tony at Ocean Design as well. I think $3 a plant. So. And those intermingle with the lesser current towards the right of the tank here. Although I have a little water pump to push some water to create a complete flow backwards, I actually diminished that velocity because I didn't want it blowing around the floating plants, which it was doing at a higher velocity. These water pumps are super cheap, and you can really do a lot of things with them. They're basically like what comes with a skimmer or one of those teeny internal filters. $20, maybe less, $15. So as we move across, I've got S. repens here, Storage-in repens. That's the low stem plant that many people use as a carpeting plant, and here you can see why. I've got traditional Alucarius hairgrass, and then the even shorter mini here, which is, I might not be pushing enough light to get the most out of that plant, and I'm not too worried about it because here I've got different, much easier plants that don't even need to be, here we're getting into the sand part of the tank, so these Sagittarius, and if that's I call them Sag, everybody does, so Sagittarius for some reason sounds like a zodiac sign and what have you. Anyway, there's a plenty, what else do they go by? A number of these kind of dwarf Sag, micro sword plants are easy to cultivate, and I think they look very natural as they sort of intersperse with the more sparse aquascape here coming from the dense canopy, if you will, that's in here with the dragonstone and then the biggest parts of this driftwood. In the back, I've got the leopard vallisneria. That's a beautiful, slower growing val that has purple and red kind of veining on it. You can't really see it. See if I can, yeah, see, there it is in there. So this tank, you know, I've got 3 mid-sized aquariums now, and I'm very delighted with their progress. There's been all sorts of little mishaps, as you would expect. For example, I ordered a bunch of Amano shrimp from an online dealer in Florida. Every single one of them came dead, but they sent me another batch, and those so far are doing good. At least none were dead in the bag. Well, there was a couple dead in the bag, but one thing I did do was rush the acclimation on some of those shrimp, and the next morning I lost a few more. It's because I was impatient. I get the fish and I know what I'm supposed to do, but part of my DNA is sort of OCD, kind of rush. I want what I want and I want it now, and well, I lost a few shrimp, and God forgive me because I did that. So besides junk like that, these tanks are doing great, and this one, I hope you agree, is no exception. So I won't get into the equipment part of it in this particular video. I just wanted to highlight some of these new fish. The Orange Laser, which I'm not sure this iPhone is going to capture, but it should, because the copper color and the orange, I mean, those are special. That sort of luminescence is what's captivating about that particular catfish. And if you're doing aquascaping and you don't have autosynclus or Amano shrimps, you know, God help you, because they're the best, and that's what you start with. And they help you also get the tank cycled and ready for livestock. The last thing, livestock. I'm thinking of a European variety of longfin white cloud minnows. It's kind of an oddball pick. I'd have to lower the temperature a little bit in this tank, which Corydoras can handle. Amano Shrimp and Autosynclus a little more dicey, but there are a couple breeders and dealers that have gorgeous white clouds, which originate from the White Cloud Mountain area in China. They're almost extinct there. If not, they're bred widely in every part of the world, and so everything you buy is bred. And there's a couple breeders with some really top-notch specimens. And if I get those, I'll tell you what they are, where they came from, and more about them. That's what I'm leaning on for this tank. Other fish would definitely work, bigger fish, but I've always imagined a big school of sort of a quasi-river type fish to capture the horizontal vibe of this tank, as well as the push of water down to one end. So that's where I'm at. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Give me another idea. Before I quit, there's a red Bristlenose Pleco. That is the other catfish I have in here. Well, not catfish, but a Plecostomus, and I've got the red Bristlenose, also from Ocean Design Aquarium. So check them out if you're in Chicago. Top-notch local fish store. As always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.